Most people believe they have time. Time to fix the relationship. Time to chase the dream. Time to say the words they were too afraid to say. But the people who are 80 years old will tell you something very different. They will tell you that time disappears quietly. And by the time you notice it, most of your life is already behind you. I am 82 years old, and for the past decade I have sat in rooms filled with people my age, men and women who have lived full lives, successful lives, complicated lives, lives that looked perfectly normal from the outside. But when you listen closely, you begin to hear the same sentence again and again. I wish I had known this earlier. And after listening to hundreds of these stories, I realized something. There is a pattern to regret, a blueprint. 7 mistakes that almost everyone makes. 7 lessons people usually learn far too late. And the strange thing is, these regrets are not about the things people did wrong. They are about the things they never did at all. The love they never expressed. The risks they never took. The friendships they quietly let disappear. I was 75 when I finally understood the truth about my own life. And when I realized it, I sat in silence for a very long time. Because I understood something painful. I had spent decades chasing things that never really mattered. So if you are young enough to hear this, listen carefully. Because these 7 regrets are the ones almost every old person carries, and once you see them, you can never unsee them. I was 75 when I finally understood what my marriage was really about, and I cried. Not because I was sad, but because I had spent 40 years looking for something that was right in front of me. I just didn't have the eyes to see it. Because I was busy, because I was worried, because I was working, because I was asleep. Most people spend their entire lives chasing something that quietly ruins them. They build their lives around a lie, and by the time they finally see it, the damage is already done. I was 75 when I understood what I had done with my life. I'm 82 now, and when you reach this age, you stop looking forward. You look back at everything, the choices you made, the roads you avoided, the words you never said. And by then, it's too late. There is a pattern to this, a pattern to regret. I have spoken to hundreds of people my age, and we don't talk about money, we talk about what we lost. And there is one mistake that almost all of us made. When I was 42, I thought I understood life. Marriage, family, responsibility. I was wrong. I worked 14 hours a day. I told myself it was for them. I told myself it mattered. It didn't. I wasn't building a life. I was losing one. Nobody tells you this. Ambition can look like love, but it isn't. I missed dinners, weekends, moments that never come back. And here is the truth. When I retired, my job replaced me in 2 weeks. But my absence at home that lasted for years, we think we can come back later, fix things later, love later. There is no later. People move on, feelings fade, time doesn't wait. A relationship doesn't pause, it breaks, slowly, and then completely. But that's not even the worst part. There is something worse. We played it safe, too safe. We were afraid of failure, of judgment, of what people might say. So we stayed in the wrong job, in the wrong life. We kept quiet, we held back, we buried what we really wanted, not because we couldn't act, but because we were afraid. I had a chance at 50 to change everything, to walk away, to start over, and I didn't. Because I was afraid. And now, I still think about that life, the one I didn't live. This is the truth. Failure disappears. Regret doesn't. It stays. It waits. And one day, you're alone, thinking about everything you didn't do,
Not it's fear. Fear lies. It tells you to wait, to be careful, to stay safe. And when time is gone, fear is gone too. And you are left with the cost, the life you didn't live. Not so. Listen carefully. Do not wait. Do not assume you have time. Do not trade your life for things that don't matter. Because one day you will be where I am now, looking back and asking yourself one question: did I really live?
Most people spend their entire lives chasing something that quietly ruins them. They build their lives around a lie, and by the time they finally see it, the damage is already done. I was 75 when I understood what I had done with my life. I'm 82 now, and when you reach this age, you stop looking forward, you look back at everything. The choices you made, the roads you avoided, the words you never said, and by then, it's too late. We play it safe, too safe. We spend our lives afraid of failing, afraid of judgment, afraid of what people might think. So we shrink. We stay in the job we hate. We don't take the trip. We don't write the book. We don't say what we feel. Not because we can't, but because we are afraid. Not because we can't, but because we are afraid. And that fear, it cost me more than failure ever could. Nothing is the truth about life. You forget it, but regret stays. It stays with you. It waits. And one day, you are lying awake at night, thinking about the life you didn't live. Nothing's fear is a liar. It tells you to wait, to be careful, to stay safe. But when the time is gone, fear disappears, and you are left alone with the cost of every decision it made for you. And there is another cost, one people don't see, one that builds slowly, year after year. A debt, a silent debt. You don't notice it at first because life feels normal, safe, controlled. But that debt keeps growing, and one day it comes back all at once. And that is when you understand something. There is a pattern to this, a pattern to regret. I have spoken to hundreds of people my age, and we don't talk about money. We talk about what we lost. And there is one mistake that almost all of us made. We skip the doctor. We eat poorly. We trade our health for time. We swallow stress. We say yes to everyone else and no to ourselves. By the time you understand boundaries, your body has already kept the score. I watched people break in their 60s, not from one event, but from years of pressure. Ignored, buried, denied. They called it strength. It wasn't. It was slow damage. Most people learn this too late. Saying no is not selfish. It is survival. If you don't protect your time, something else will take it, and it won't give it back. But even if you protect your time, there is something harder. What do you do with anger? With a man I called my brother. For 20 years, we built everything together, and then a disagreement ended it. We stopped speaking. 15 years, no calls, no messages, nothing. I told myself I was right. I told myself my anger was justified. I wore it like armor. I thought it was hurting him. It wasn't. It was destroying me. Was 78 when I heard he died. And in that moment, none of it mattered. Not the argument, not the pride, not the silence, just the time we lost. Nobody talks about this. Holding on to anger doesn't protect you. It traps you. It builds a wall around your life and leaves you alone inside it. Life is short, shorter than you think. Forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. It removes the weight, the pressure, the constant noise in your head, and more importantly, forgive yourself for the mistakes, for the decisions, for not knowing what you know now. Because while you hold on to that weight, life keeps moving, quietly, without you. And one day, you realize you spent years carrying something that was never worth it. We wait for big moments, promotions, houses, vacations. We assume that is life. It is not. At the end, you remember something else, small moments. Morning coffee, a voice in the next room, a simple conversation. What seemed ordinary was not. Comparison takes this away. You look at other lives and lose your own. Stay close to people. Do not assume there will be time later. Recognize what you have while you still have it. Do not wait. There is no guaranteed later. Act now. Time cannot be replaced. It only moves forward. At the end, only people matter and your choices. This is the reality. Time is limited. You only have now. Use it.